My name is Courtney. I write under the pen names Lyra Parish, and I'm one half of the USA Today best-selling duo Kennedy Fox. Today we're going to discuss my 1-year anniversary of being a full-time self-published author. 1 year ago, I quit my corporate job. Funny because I had just gotten recognized for 10 years of service with a fancy plaque. There was a party and we had food and everyone congratulated me for staying at the same job for 10 years. It was the first real job that I had gotten when I graduated from college. And it was great, or so I thought. I started writing around the same time that I got hired, and I stuck with it through the years. There were literal years of sleepless nights. There were years of dreaming of making writing my career. There were a ton of failures and a lot of mistakes, but through it all, no matter what, I kept going. I kept pushing. I refused to give up. It didn't matter if I had bomb releases. It didn't matter if I didn't get a lot of reviews. It did not matter if people didn't like what I was writing. I knew deep down in my heart that that was the thing that I was supposed to be doing. So 10 years later, I made the decision to leave. I made a plan. I saved money. I figured out all the little details about saving for retirement and how to get health insurance and how to be a self-employed human being in the United States with taxes and all the other little details that you need to know when you start working for yourself. I was on the road to do it. I had stated in a YouTube video that I was going to quit my job in May of 2020, and I did it sooner than that. I could not wait to finally break free from the soul-sucking corporate job that seemed to hold me back from everything. It was a job where I constantly had to prove myself. I was literally told that I needed to respect titles, although I'm the type of person who respects people, those who earn it. I was expected to conform to stereotypical norms and to not be assertive. It was a lot of early mornings and late nights, shift work during major projects. Work-life balance didn't exist because I was denied vacation days that fell during the first 10 business days of every month. There were blackout periods, and I was just told to deal with it, that was part of the job. I slowly felt like I was dying inside and that I had sold my soul for a paycheck. I felt trapped. Corporate world is funny like that. Going there every day to sit behind a 4-foot cubicle wall that provided zero privacy while working for an egotistical micromanager was slowly eating away at me. And I knew something had to change. On Valentine's Day 2020, I put on my notice effective as of March 1st. And that day came and I no longer worked for the company. I had quit my job and didn't look back. I took a risk, but gave myself the best gift that I ever could have: freedom. My schedule became my own. I took back control. That fire that I had to succeed in the corporate world shifted. Instead of hating Mondays, it got to the point where I lost track of what day of the week it was because I had found something that I actually loved to do. Every day of the week had finally become my Saturday. It gave me more time to be with my family, something that I desperately needed after my dad had his second stroke. The timing of me quitting, considering the current climate of the world, was serendipitous. I couldn't have planned it better. And I often tell y'all that I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone, and that has perpetuated into 2021 as well. There were a lot of things that I learned over the last year. Number one is I'm resilient and I keep going no matter what. I learned that you can do what you love and actually make money. I learned that you can break free from a situation that's mentally and emotionally exhausting. I learned that money comes and goes, and there is really no price tag for true happiness. There were no more lunch periods spent crying in the bathroom because I was so angry I couldn't control my emotions. There were no more leaving work in tears because I was talked down to. And there were no more vacation denials. Although with the climate of the world, I didn't really travel, but if I wanted to, I could have. There were times when I was told that I could not go on vacation with my family, that I could not go camping, that I could not do this, that I could not do that. After I quit, I was finally able to live the life that I always dreamed of having. In 2013, I had made a bucket list where I listed all the things that I ever wanted to accomplish in my writing career. And on March 1st, 2020, I crossed off the number one thing that was on my list, which was to become a full-time writer. People often ask me if I was afraid to quit. I mean, of course I was. The stability of having that job is what kept me there for so long. Benefits, 401k, pensions, retirements. But at what cost? How many years of my life would I have to stay sitting in a cubicle working for someone that didn't know what respect was to have all those things? And was it worth it? I didn't think it was. But overall, the job was a safe bet. My education had paid off. I was hired at a company in a position during a recession that 2,000 people had applied for. I was the winner of that. When I was in college, I dreamed of sitting in conference rooms, holding meetings, being important, talking to CEOs and presidents of companies, and doing all those things, which I did. And I never felt fulfilled. 10 years later, I realized I wasn't the same person and that my wants and needs had shifted. Maybe the job hadn't changed. It's just I had. Another question that I get asked a lot is, do I regret quitting? After a year of writing and doing this whole author thing, I can say that I absolutely do not regret quitting that job. There are times that I wish that my family situation was different, but overall, it was the greatest gift that I could have ever given myself. I've been able to build better relationships with people, and I understand that there is more in life than going to work from 8 to 5, to being promoted, to getting a title, and working at a job that doesn't matter. It does not change the world. Every day that I went to work, I was there to make someone else's dreams and ambitions come true. The corporation, not mine. I was just another number, and I realized that very quickly. After my dad's stroke, I completely woke up. Life seemed shorter. The days seemed like they were passing by in a blink, and I knew that everything in my life could change in a snap. And I don't want to live with any regrets. I didn't want to be an 80-year-old wishing I'd quit that job that made me miserable when I was in my 30s. I knew last year that the time had come. It was time to go. And people thought I'd be a lifer and I'd retire there. And it gives me no greater joy than to prove them wrong. In the last 12 months, I've learned that deadlines are real. Sleep is great. Money really doesn't dictate my happiness. Life isn't perfect, but time is going to pass anyway, so I might as well do what truly makes me happy. I owed it to myself to follow my dreams, and I made this happen. I put in the work. The sleepless nights and the early mornings had actually paid off. I did what I told people I'd do for years. My coworkers never believed me when I said I'd one day quit and I'd leave to become a writer. And then I did it. Over the last year, I've written hundreds of thousands of words. I've published over a handful of books with my writing partner. I've found family in you guys, my followers and my viewers, and my friends online. If I want to, I can drink coffee at 2 a.m. I can wake up at 8 a.m. if I want. I can pull all-nighters if I want. I can take a nap in the middle of the day if I want. I can plan vacations if I want. And while my responsibilities have changed, I've found a way to make it work. The challenges that come with being a full-time writer are different, but so are the milestones and so are the rewards. Creating and writing is my life, and there's a part of me that believed that it always would be. And I'm so grateful that I get to do this. I can't say it's due all to hard work, because there are a lot of people out there who work really freaking hard too. Timing plays a huge role. Being at the right place at the right time, writing the right book at the right time, and not giving up. I think all of that deserves credit for me being able to do this. I wasn't handed this opportunity to become a full-time writer, but I pushed fear aside and I took it. I claimed it as mine. And if you want this, you can too. And I am living proof of that. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that there is no going back. That this is my past and my present and my future. And some people have asked me if I'm quitting YouTube. And the answer to that is no. Like I said, writing is my life, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. I look forward to bringing you along in the ups and downs, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here, and I hope that y'all continue to stick with me even though I am not consistent on this platform. I hope you enjoyed this video. It wouldn't be a complete Courtney video without the outro, so I'll say this. That's all I have today. I hope you guys have an amazing, incredible week. You accomplish all your goals and you write all the words, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye guys. I get to share what's next with you, and that's awesome. Like, I'm so excited about it because I know the future is so bright, and I know there's so much to look forward to, and I know that we're going to accomplish so much, and I get to bring you with me.